Yo everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Top Tier Arcade. My name is Steve, and we're back in the spare bedroom where we're currently housing the Atlantis EM Pinball, and this is going to be part 2, which is the cabinet. I'm excited because we're going to look around the cabinet, let's see the detail, then what the quality is like. Also, we're going to open the head and the back box, undo that, and also show you how the mechanisms kind of work. Also, we're going to look at the under the playfield, on the playfield, take the glass off. I want to show you a few kind of cool things. Some of them that will be actually a little controversial that I found out later after I bought it, and also the literature that's in it. So let me pick you up. I'm sorry for the lighting, but the sun is now, it's in October and the sun's going down early, and I really want this natural light when I pull the blinds to look inside to get a clearer view. So let's get right to it. Let me pick you up and let's look at the Atlantis EM. All right, so here's the cabinet. The lighting's going to be, again, a little off because of the light, but again, I'll get in closer so you get a better view. Let's start right at the bottom here, and let's get right to it. So again, it's going to be my first time opening it and prying it up and seeing really what's inside this closely. So let's look right at it. Now, I'm going to tell you now that the cabinet does need a good wipe down. I do want to polish all the chrome on this. As you can tell, here's the serial number there. What is that? 07086, yeah. That's the number. Obviously, yeah, so I do want to chrome this out. Excuse me, clean the chrome, but not yet. And I'll explain why I'm not doing the restore yet. So why don't we look right at, okay, so there is the, excuse me, there is the, obviously the coin door. There's that. Let's look at the sides. So it looks really good from a 1975 game. Show you there. Again, a couple of scuffs, as you can tell, like here and just a little here. Someone's name or something in that. It builds a little character. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but again, I'll explain in just a second and why I'm not telling you what I'm going to do with it yet. So there's the other side. Again, a little scuffs there. Some on the fish here. Or is that is it supposed to be smiling? I don't know, probably not. So maybe, no. So so that's the sides. Let me get to the back because I know I'm going to take it off shortly. So obviously with EMs, I don't know if you guys can see. Sorry if there's a big glare here. It's a metal back, like a tin, and then the back actually looks pretty good here, as you can see the camera. So now this cord is obviously for the power, and I'll explain when I open it what's the big deal about that. And also, let's look at the back glass. Back glass looks beautiful, as you can see there. Apparently, that's tape, and apparently the gentleman I bought it from was telling me that that almost all of them have that, and he doesn't know why, whether they maybe left the instructions there. I'm not sure why. I'm wondering if I can take it off, but my worry is a big worry that I'm going to screw up the back glass and I'm royally screwed if I have to get another one, if there's another one. So I don't think I'm going to touch it. You can barely see it, but either way, beautiful black back glass. Again, apparently if that's normal, I mean, it's a 9 to 10. It looks beautiful. The cabinet here, there's people that wrote on it. Maybe you can't see because of that lighting. If there's a phone number or the score, maybe someone wrote their score. As you can see there, Vicky or something, there's their score. Again, this all needs a little touch up. Will I do it? Maybe, I'm not sure. But we'll see. Let's, you know what I'll do? Let me pull off the glass. So I'll just show you two really quick here. Let me pull off the glass, and then I'll show you the play field. And then we'll get, first we'll get to the back, then we'll get underneath. So let me cut to that. All right, so I've opened the coin door. It does actually take quarters. This one's missing, excuse me, a coin make, but I do have a metal one, believe it or not, somewhere, and I'll put it in one day, so that's fine. So let's get to the play field, which is the beautiful part. As you can tell, the very, very little wear for a game from 1975. Looks beautiful. A few things, small things of concern I'll show you in a moment. So again, look great. There's the instructions. I'm going to eventually laminate those. And that's the Playfield. So what I do want to do later on is replace all the rubbers and then this plastic here. Actually, let me just move this while I have it. Want to replace the plastics. As you can see, that one is cracked, broken. That one is broken there. And you can tell they're yellowed and that's loose. Oh shit. That doesn't even stay. And that's broken there. And yellowed as well. Very yellowed. Now apparently these pop-on burrs are wrong. It should say like 100 and either they're red or blue. These I'll change later on. They work great, so no change yet. So I do have, here's what I have to do with the pop-on burrs. Replace these with the ones that say 100. Replace the plastics. Plastic set on Marco's is pretty cheap. These I have to get, I think, from Pinball Resource, Steve Young. I'm going to fully wax and clean the Playfield, but not yet. I have to replace the rubbers to make them red or blue. Again, I'm going to tear apart, because now I have the confidence that what I've done with Turtles is do a complete tear down on the front or on the top of the Playfield. I'm going to. So again, replace all the rubbers, they're dirty. And sorry for the shitty camera work. That's they're deteriorating. What was I going to show you? Oh, the targets here, as you can tell, tell are like faded, and that's supposed to be clear. The clear. They're supposed to be there. You know, the metal part, and then so Adriano has a brand new set that I'm going to buy off him. So but I'm not going to replace and restore it yet, even though it looks like an easy one. Shit, compared to Turtles, this would be a dream. But there's a reason why I don't, and I'll show you momentarily. Before I do that, that's the Playfield. Let me get to the back. I've removed the back. Let me, one sec. It's better. Here's the back of the machine. There's, I guess, the reels. It's new to me. This is how, that's how, so you take this, and then that's where the back glass, you can like rotate this, but you know what? I'm not going to do that at the moment. So I'm going to leave it there. And again, there's reasons why in a moment, not until I do the full restore. So here's the back. It's really cool. Has all the, it has all the, you know, labels and everything. Things like that. Point score adjustment, which I don't even know where the hell that is. I don't have to look into it. Those are those Jones plugs you just plug in. That's why the good thing about EMs is you want to take the head off. You just take these bolts, boom, 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 and these three, and then that's it. Very easy. So that's the back. Again, let me make sure that's on. It is. So this gimmick will, if you move it to the left, will move. I'm not going to touch the back glass or anything yet. And again, I'll explain in just a sec. So that's the cabinet, pretty good in my book. I wrote an 8 out of 10. Again, I mean, this is yellowed. You can't really see it as, maybe you can. You can't really see it as yellowed on the camera. I was thinking of wiping it down, and I will maybe even do some touch-ups, but I don't know what's kind of glue or what will work. I was going to light the buttons, but again, because of its age, and apparently they'll be careful when it comes to these, you know, they're a fire hazard, which is ironically a good segue to what I want to speak about. Be careful. Also I will eventually be putting LEDs. Now, a lot of people say no, keep it incandescent. I can't. Honestly, I've seen EMs with LEDs and they look fantastic. What I'm thinking of doing is the game plan is doing high intensity but frosted bulbs and not too many colors because it's going to look ugly, because apparently the frost bulbs spreads the light better than it would be a single direct LED. So if it's more like this and really make it vibrant, I think it'd look great. And I will be doing that. But again, I'm probably going to wait until May if we go to Pinfest, and then, you know, go there and just get my lights and everything else, because there's no rush. Plus, I'll explain later on why that is. So, okay. I'm gonna lift the playfield. I'll be back in a second. There's obviously a coin box and there's more things I want to show you, which is really cool, but we'll do that last. Before we look at that, I want to look under the playfield, and there's something why, this is the reason why I've stopped from restoring. It's a very light one, but it's, you know, like cleaning it up and restoring. There's a reason why I'm waiting until I move out and get a home. So let's cut to that and you'll finally understand why I'm delaying it, and also inside of the machine. All right, so I've lifted the playfield. Let's get right to it. Have my light on here, so it's a lot better. Good. So this is what the underneath the playfield looks like. Pretty pretty simple. I mean, compared to, I guess, everything else. Simple, okay. These targets, apparently Adriana was telling me that they're a little annoying to replace, especially there's a lot of them. What are there? 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 or 9 or whatever, 10. I'm going to have to replace those again. Not yet. The cabinet is clean. I'm going to get to that later. So there's inside. Okay, there's said wedge head. Okay. Total meter play. How many quarters did it make? $21,774. Divide that by 4 quarters is 5,200, 300. Interesting. And again, here's the inside. Now, this is a lot more easier to comprehend based on a, you know, based on what's going on as far as the EM, and there's only one reel. It's only a 1-player game. I can't really even see what that says. What does that say? The game is, I think you guys can see better than I can. Okay, so 2 things. Upon receiving this game, when I showed the guys the inside and like, wow, Steve, that's clean for a game that age. I'm like, yeah, cool. A few things. Number 1, and I'm going to get into this further, so I'm not going to keep pounding this away. Oh, number 1. Oh, before I get to that, pause. Here's where the chimes go. So usually there's like the xylophone, you know, chimes here, and then there's the part that goes in. Now, because of I'm in the apartment, it is loud as hell. So I took them out. So all I did is there's 3 chimes. This one's shorter. This one's a little longer. That one's longest. And it has a little, it's almost like for, I don't know what's the part called, like the up kicker. It's like this. It looks almost like a bullet. And you just put them in and you just screw down the top of the chimes, and then they ding, ding, ding. Right now it's like, ding, ding, it just does nothing. So I'm going to have to do that until I move out. I will, at the gameplay, put them back in. Maybe. We'll see. No, I guess so, because it's going to sound weird. So the gameplay, I will put them back, and I'll show you. But let's get to why, again, I'm delaying the restore. Here's why. 2 things. Number 1, in Ontario and Canada, Ontario's our province, which to an American, that would be your state. I know that sounds like I'm condescending. I'm not, because I don't know if people know. The deal is that in the back, this isolation transfer, whatever the hell it's called, is unnecessary. Ontario Hydro thought that, you know, it's to prevent something from burning, or, you know, a lot of that is used in arcade monitors and the feedback or something or other. It was an anti-fire thing, something, I don't know what the hell is going on. So you see that white plug? That's the original plug, but they've now plugged it to this unit, and then the black plug goes, and then that's what you see there. So that I'm going to remove. Everyone's telling me it's a waste of time. Get rid of it. It's literally a boat anchor. Now, not a big deal, Steve. Just unscrew. What's the big deal? This. Okay, so you're probably thinking, and then right there. My understanding is that is asbestos paint. Yes. Asbestos, or asbestos, whatever how you pronounce it. years ago in Ontario again, these were the parts that may catch fire, especially transformer, isolation, fuses. Right, makes sense, right? This is asbestos. That's what I've been told. And I've looked it up and I've explained what's up now. So, really quickly. It's upsetting because it's scary. My wife knows. She's like, what's going on? I don't want this in my house. It's dangerous. Okay. I've spoken to the guys. I've even called my buddy who restores homes. He's restored old Toronto homes in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. They banned it, I think, in 76. And he's been doing it for years. And he says, yes, Steve, you have to call in a guy and blah, blah, blah. I showed him pictures and I explained to him. He said, the good thing is it's not the fiber type, which is good. So no real like floaties anywhere. Fibers. The other part is that because it's been only painted and only some asbestos was in it, it's not that bad. You're not going to scratch and sniff. You're not going to break it off. Don't touch it. He honestly told me the truth is you can leave it and you won't have a problem. I wouldn't be too worried because it's, 35 years old. More, 45 almost years, around 40 years old, and you shouldn't touch it, it won't bother you, leave it alone. Knowing that it's here is annoying me, but it's not that bad, because I'm going to do a whole thing on this when I restore it. So here's the plan. Because I'm isolated in this small room, hello Super Sprint, and in this room, what I'm going to do is when I get home, I'm going to go in the garage, outside, and what I'm going to do is, you see this? This comes off, the square. I'm going to unplug all that. And then what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm thinking. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but we'll see. Slowly and nicely take these off because those are original. All these notifications and all these stickers. And buy a piece of wood, which is the same as this, thickness and length. And then literally have them side by side on a workbench. And move everything and transfer it and get rid of this wood with this with it. So, then you said, okay, Steve, so then what about the back? Well, I'm a little less limited. The back doesn't have as much. It's not as thick, which is good news. So, again, speaking to my guys, speaking to the restorer that I know, he showed, and I took pictures. He says, look, if you get some sort of coating that you guys use like a spray, cover it and seal it. There's ones that are meant for asbestos like that will work. But the big thing is what I want to do, and I was talking to a few of my arcade guys. I actually spoke to Sasha. He had these in his old 70s games as well, I think in his Asteroids something, and he used triple thick, which is like a coating, to seal it in first, and then from there, clear coat it, wait a day, clear coat it, wait a day, clear coat it, and it'll never move. And I've talked to my restore guys that do homes, and they said, yes, anything that coats it. He said even a very thick coat of paint, which has mold sealant, will do the job, because that's what essentially he's doing. So here's what my plan is. Getting rid of this wood completely. Maybe I'll just, do this part to make it easier. We'll see. Because it's going to be a lot easier. If I just undo this, it'll take maybe 10 minutes, spray, boom, and it's over. Same with that, boom, over. We'll see. What I'm thinking of doing is getting like a mold paint, which my dad's a painter, so it should be easy. Kind of a waste though, because what I want to do is take that transformer thing off, paint it, like cover the paint with paint, let it set, do 3 coats of that, then go in with a triple thick and cover that. I know it's excessive, whatever. And I might even just do this whole thing white. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, so that's the reason I have delayed this restore, and I don't want to put necessarily more money into it other than buying these targets from Drano, because eventually I will need them. Again, I want to get nice chroming these out. It look beautiful, but I'm not there yet. So at least for now, I can just wait, and we'll take it from there. So let me put everything down. Let me put back the glass, And I want to see what's in these goodie bags because it's really exciting. So I'll be back with you. All right, so here's what was in this. And this is exciting. It was, it's the original instructions. Mint. So, okay, remember I was telling you about the chimes? They're there. And those are those bolt-looking things that they go. Okay, so there's the a topper that was made, like a little just information. It was just, I have to fold it. Shows the year, which is cool, and then that just goes on top there. I'll do that later on. So in this manual, look at this, man. Brand new from 1975. Look at that, replacement parts, Gottlieb. The score, instructions, owner and operator, Toronto, and that was even before the area code, which is cool. And that's the original schematics. Here's a copy of the schematics, a bigger version, which is neat. More inserts here. This is for different replays and, oh cool, a tilt setting, that's neat. This is the game strategy. I don't even know where this goes. I'm wondering, you know what I was thinking? Having maybe that up there. I don't know. That's little stuff. That's kind of cool. The most, the grail of all, a original manual. Nothing. Beautiful manual. So I'm going to bind that later on. I'll see how I'm going to do that. And then, of course, that's kind of cool about Playfield and how to reduce wear. And then also just other literature. Pin for limiting free game counter. What the hell is that? It's a church. That looks to be a fuse, I think. But yeah, that was all in the game, all in that bag, which is cool. Very, very neat. That saved me already right there in literature, about $100 for a manual and schematic, and not even in that good condition. So I'm very lucky that I got that. So I have all these, which are beautiful, original, and that looks good. So very good, glad to have that. Let me wrap that up. Oh, here's the coin bucket. Now, I don't know if this is original or how they are. I don't have the top. I remember the gentleman telling me that, no, I don't have the top of it. I want to see if I can get one or if this is the original. I always like the coin buckets in them. So I just usually put all the stuff in there. Let's put that back. Let's fire up the game just to show you it. Now, again, it's going to be hard to see with the light there, but also it's incandescent, so it's very faint. But I'll turn it on just to show you guys and start a game, and then we'll wrap up. All right, so let's turn the game on. Okay, that's the last game I had. Again, very faint. It's my light right there. And then let's start a game. So there it is. So working. Terrible glare. Sorry. Let me let you hear the without the chimes. It just hits. Either way, so again, in my setting currently, I hate it. Believe me, man, I hate this shit too, but I have no choice. So that's the game. I'll just turn the light off really quick. Yeah, I can't see any better. Okay, so that's the game working. 5 balls, plays great. I'm gonna do a full review on it next video. I'll explain it in a second. Let me set you up and jeez. I'm having a better game not doing anything. Let me set you up. Hello everyone, there you have it. That was the Gottlieb Atlantis EM Pinball. That was part 2. That was the cabinet. Hope you guys enjoyed the cabinet, seeing in and out of the game that's rarely seen, both online and, well, I guess it's pretty documented, but you don't see it that often, especially in Canada. So hope you guys liked it. It's very cool. Hope you guys had a little history on the asbestos paint. Some of them actually have the fiber asbestos, which is a little scarier. But either way, we're going to resolve that. Not worried about it. Again, I'm not moving it too much. I'm not scraping it. It's not being touched. And it looks to be clean. So looking at it a little closer, actually, I'm a little more confident. Because at first, I'm like, oh, shit, here we go. But it looks to be actually pretty clean. Again, just maybe cover it. We'll see. that's when I move out. That's when I have my own time, and it's going to be from day one. Cleaning it and just restoring it. So this should be an easy one, but I'm going to wait. Again, I'm saving up for another one, maybe by the end of the year, and then I think that's it for the rest of the year, and then maybe one more next. I have no idea. Either way, next video is going to be part 3, which is a game review. I'm going to review some history about the game, the great features about the game, why I wanted it personally, and then also just overall what people think in reviewing the entirety of Atlantis, or Bally Atlantis EM. So, please subscribe if you hadn't a chance. This game's, and a lot of those videos are going to come out. Please give me some information. If you know anything about Asbestos that I don't know, let me know. If there's anything you want me to hit me up or ask me, let me know. Whatever you want to do, I'm more than happy to help, and it's been a pleasure. Thanks again for checking out Top Tier. Peace!